are some of the shows that you put on? Could you tell us something about it, names and details about some of the stuff that you do?
Well, I do Cometry every Thursday night. And then thing about Cometry is I don't care about the money when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to Cometry because I was I was born from the open mic. So I owe it, like it's what made me. And I feel like eventually I'm gonna find a diamond in the rough and I'm gonna make them. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna shout out to Emmanuel Washington. He just passed about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And he was the open mic I used to go to. It was called Nocturnal Escape on Saturday nights
Okay.
at Boomtown. And Emmanuel pretty much taught me everything I needed to know about how to run an open mic. And just by watching him. And I think he was the best at it. And I admire the guy, and he was really influential in my career. And I give him the props. I give him all the props for like
What's his name again?
Emmanuel Washington.
Shout out to Emmanuel Washington.
Yeah, yeah. And he kind of molded me in like my performance into what it is. And I want to be an Emmanuel for somebody, So I keep the open mic going. Some nights I don't make a dime at all,
Right.
And I'm okay with that because this is me giving back to the community that made me. Also, I do Kings of Poetry. I do Queens of Poetry. We do Black Erotica. We do Sex on Stage, which are erotic poetry shows. And a lot of the elitists, a lot of the purists don't like erotic poetry. But I make it a thing. You know what I'm saying? And I get really dope artists, and like it's not a gimmick. It's really a dope show. And I make sure people respect that genre of the art form.
Why don't they like it?
I personally think because they're not good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And then, a lot of these poetry cats, and I'm gonna keep it a buck, they dweebs. It's a lot of nerds, and it's a lot of niggas who don't get no pussy. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really want to even be around that environment because they feel like outcasts, or or they don't even know how to talk about it because they ain't experienced it. It's like they just
I like that.
Yeah, they cornballs. And women don't. I mean, some women like cornballs. Don't get me wrong. But come up here and do your cornball stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like
what made you even start doing shows like Sex on Stage or erotic poetry?
Well, they were doing them in other cities. And shout out to the Punani Poets. And shout out to it's some other guys out of North Carolina. I can't think of their name right now, but I know they were getting it. They was getting it with the erotic shows, and they were going from city to city doing the erotic poetry shows, and they even pulled up in Jacksonville one time and sold out. And I'm thinking to myself like, yo, this is our territory. Like, why do we not have no monopoly on this? And so that's what made me start to. But now I wasn't biting off these guys. These guys had their own thing they was doing.
Right.
It was all erotic poetry, but they had their umbrella. I had mine.
Right.
And with Sex on Stage, I don't necessarily keep it all poetry.
Right.
We bring some dancers, we bring some comedians, we'll bring a live band, we'll bring whatever it is that's sexy. You know what I'm saying? We have ballet dancers up there sometimes. We have fire dancers and all kind of stuff. We're gonna even have them. We're gonna have magicians at the next show.
Right.
So
what is the other word you use? You said cometry?
Cometry, yeah. Cometry was a mixture of comedy and poetry.
Okay.
And I put it together, and I thought it was genius. I came up with Cometry. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't really matter what you did. It was an open mic for any kind of art form. So when you break down Cometry, it's just come try. So whatever it is you do, come try it. You know what I mean?
This guy, look at him with the words. You see? That's what makes a great lyricist.